Welcome back to the offseason in our Las Cruces Chupacabras 32-team team builder relocation fantasy draft franchise. And we are now, of course, in the offseason. We got done with the re-signings, which didn't actually have any names in there. We had the Javelin Gaidry, who did not want to re-sign, unfortunately. But I also did go into free agency and make some additions. And the reason why you're not seeing that is because my power actually went out a couple minutes in, about 10-15 minutes into the recording, because it's been real windy and stormy, and it seems to have died down, but who the hell knows? I really hope it doesn't come out again. But we ended up with Daniel Falele, Nick Martin, Lathan Ransom, and of course, the big one, Jalen Milroe. Got a little bit of speed at quarterback yet again. Don't know what number he's actually wearing. This is just what he's sitting at right now, but fits right in with the rest of the guys. Got a lot of speedy guys, not a whole lot of throw power, so he fits once again right in there. Speed's also, I think, been tracked a little wrong. I think he's a little faster than that. But Lathan Ransom, also another guy that could be competing for one of the safety, at least backup jobs. I mean, he's not the best zone coverage, but he's a smart player. He's got a little bit of speed, good hit power, and yeah, we've got some decent safeties as is, but could always use the depth. Daniel Falele, one of our highest overall offensive linemen already. Does he play guard or not? I don't know. He's got great power blocking, which fits as a guard, but considering how slow and big he is, you would think maybe a tackle would make a little bit more sense, the right tackle position specifically. And then, of course, the big thing, Nick Martin, probably the biggest of the bunch, in my opinion, is this guy's got a lot of speed, great change of direction, very raw in coverage, so definitely a little bit of a liability, but could be a guy that we actually try to develop. Some other names that were in there, Joel Bitonio, a bunch of solid running backs, even, running backs like Hampton, Judkins, and whatnot, but unfortunately, we're not allowed to go for them because they had a lot of teams interested, which was seen as mainstream, and they just wouldn't let us go for players that were sought after by the teams that are unrestricted, if you will. And then Joel Bitonio, we were allowed to go for because he is kind of on the older side, and he's not really a long-term piece, but we couldn't get him. We offered him a 1-year 19. He chose a different team because we're that bad to where it's like, well, I'd rather take a little less money and actually have a chance at winning games. Kind of respectable, kind of understandable. And a lot of other guys are gone. Another big name would have been Shamar Turner. He didn't decide to choose us, chose a different team. And then a lot of the other positions, groups, we just either didn't need players or they weren't the best of players, right? Like Ransaw was one of them, didn't get him. Who else do we have? Rakestraw, I was thinking about it. I was like, 89 speed, is it even worth it? Our corners, I mean, they're not great, but they're equal to that. So why would I bring in a guy that's basically the same as what we've already got? And then obviously we end up bringing in Ransom as one of our backup safeties. So at this point, we are going to be heading over to the mock drafts portion, see what we're looking at for these positions. Deshaun Torrance, still number 1, Tall number 2, Walton's pretty much the same top 5 as always, and then Lamar Maynard, another linebacker that we have already seen a billion different times. They say we're going to be going for him, I guess. He does look good. Maybe they're not wrong. I don't even know if he's going to be there at 12, though, is the big thing. Also, not 100% sure how we are going to play this out. I think we're going to end up playing one preseason game in this off-season video, but then next we'll do 2 preseason and week 1. And if you guys want to see that as soon as tomorrow, I was going to do 750 likes. I think that's a bit too much. We'll do 650 likes. I think that's a little bit more fair. 650 likes as we now head on to the college scouting process. Like I said, we were halfway through this. Maybe not halfway through this, but we got to most of the quarterbacks by the time, the unfortunate power outage went. Please don't go again. That's all I ask for. But of course, looking at the passing accuracies and whatnot, you're thinking, why is this guy not on your board? Ethan Brown, he didn't make the board. Looks great. Accuracy is solid. Problem is marginal throw power. Marginal throw power could be 87, 88, which that's just not good enough at the pro level for me. It's not. A lot of the other guys have redeeming qualities. Obviously, tall, a little bit of everything. Good throw accuracy, good power, decently fast. I do think that Archer might be the better of the two, though. It's just, do we actually take a quarterback this early, knowing we need a lot of other stuff? That left side good is telling me that 4.58 might be closer to 85 or 86 speed, which is good, but it's not necessarily great. And I just don't know. Are we ready for a QB just yet? Looking at some of the other things, pro days, 40 times, Stanley with a 4.57, Wilder with great throw power. You got a lot of different options here. Pretty much if they're slow, they got good throw power. If they're fast, they probably have okay throw power. Not really any groundbreaking stuff there. You know, Scotty McCarron, another guy, great throw power, good accuracies. So I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do at quarterback because it's going to be hard not to pull the trigger at 12 to take Carter Archer. I just don't know if we're ready yet for that position. As far as running back goes, I don't think attributes really matters too much. So for this one, you're pretty much going to want to go through and take some speed, I think. Which, I mean, do we really even need a running back? Particularly not. You know, we already have a power back, and most of these guys aren't the fastest. So, I mean, this guy, 4.42, he's 24, though. Like, what am I going to do with a 24-year-old, you know? It's just not going to work out, I don't think. Fullback, I mean, if we're going to scout one of these guys, we could easily just go, hey, who's got the best blocking of the bunch? I don't know. We don't actually know. These guys are all pretty unknown. Then, wide receiver, definitely a position we're looking at. Borden. Very ironic that I fully scouted a guy named Borden when we already got a guy named Broden. But yeah, this is another position where you don't necessarily care about their actual attributes, but more or less their speed. Justin Allen, a guy that they're talking about top 5. I can see why. Can definitely see why. Jonathan Wheeler, how fast are we talking here? 4.49. Yeah, not so great. Let's go by Pro Day now. So 4.46. That's pretty good. Especially since he is 6'2" and he's 20 years old. So that guy definitely intrigues me. Sergio Weeks is on the board, I think. Steffens, why not? Pritchett, he's okay, but not that fast. 4.41 from Derek Hill. Got to say, the wide receiver class not looking very great right now. Looking pretty mid, if you will. Tremaine Scott's on the board, and we don't have any of the super speedy guys, so that is going to be a little bit of a disappointment. Tight ends, you got some options here. You got some speed. I think you got the 2 Swains here. Not going to the same school, but they are likely related. Roberto Trevino, this is a guy that I think you definitely try to get. Super fast, 3-4. I like that a lot. Don Swain. What do we got? Really fast, too. I don't think I can go first-round pick for tight end, though. That's a pick for a team that has a little more luxury than us, that doesn't need as many things as we do. So I personally just don't think we can make that play. We do have a couple other guys. 4.6 is not terrible speed, right? 4.6, 6'6", good speed. That's probably like 82, 83, which isn't great, but it's serviceable. It's okay. Then we have Mike Garland, who just has basically no chance. He's 23. His other athleticism ratings aren't the best. 4.57 maybe. Tim Schmidt, 6'6". I mean, he's fast, so why not throw him on the board? Anyone else that's like maybe ridiculously fast, like this guy, 4.55. See catching. He is pretty athletic, but there's something about him I don't really like. I don't think that guy's really worth our time. Then for the linemen, a very, very polarizing position, especially since we don't know a whole lot. It's kind of hard to judge how good a player is from the limited stuff we have. That's why I usually go guard. Guard's a little bit easier to scout, but these guys I'd be willing to put on the board. And then we move over to guard, where once again, it's a little easier to scout. This guy I'd be pretty confident is decent. This guy even is probably pretty good too. And then this guy's 23, but he is a day 3, so it wouldn't cost you as much. So Sean Holiday, yeah, no thank you. Not going to happen for me. Center, definite, I guess definite, and then definite. And then this guy looks pretty mid if you ask me. So those are going to be our guys there. What about this guy? Eaton? Nah, I don't think he's going to be eating good, so we're not going to do that. Right guard, Albert, does not look the best. This guy looks good, this guy looks good, this guy looks good, and then this guy looks great. So Jared Manning's probably the most consistently good-looking lineman we have so far. Then this guy's good, but he's 23, so it's like, if I'm going to take a chance on a tackle, why would I take one that's 23, in my opinion? Then we move on to left end, where I don't love it. I don't love what I'm seeing here. We got Walton, who's been consistently rated very high. We have Wolf, who does fit that 4-3 role, but I don't love it either. What about Sims? I know he's a 3-4, but I don't love it. I really don't love it. This is going to be maybe a gem position. We're going to be looking at one of these guys a little bit later on. Pretty average. This guy, Marcus Good, looks decent. 6'6", 271. Not very fast, but he is a big guy, so it's understandable that he's a little slower. Yeah, I don't really love the edge room here at all. It's just not looking great. I guess Jeff Davis, he's raw, but he's a day 3, so he probably should be raw, right? Alonzo McDaniels, another guy that's arguably worth taking. Not very promising players, though. Torrance, automatically, because they talk about him being the number 1 overall pick. I got to believe that he is the number 1 guy. A to C finesse, that's all I know about him, so not great. French, another guy that was projected pretty high. Athletic, I think worth putting on the board. Then we have Najee Vance, more of a defensive tackle than an edge rusher. Not even more of, just physically is. He's good, but I don't know if that's our number 1 need, right? So I just don't know if that's a position. McLeod, not great. I'm really hoping these outside linebackers are better, because right now I have not been impressed by the defensive end room. The edge room, defensive line-wise, has just not been great. Barker, there's something there because he's so bad at everything else that maybe he is one of those hidden gems. Then we move on to DT, where we see a bunch of 23-year-olds. This 23-year-old's pretty freaking good-looking, though. B, power move, okay. A, finesse is definitely on my radar. We're in a 4-3, so a bigger defensive tackle is really not going to do us a whole lot. Gray is that bigger guy we were just talking about. Edge room, David Starks. Don't really care about the athleticism too much in this case, as we will look at them if they're off-ball, which, I mean, these guys all look to be off-ball if you ask me. This guy looks really raw, so no thank you. Kellum might be a pass rusher. Roman Kellum, he's 24. Kind of irrelevant when you're 24. What am I supposed to do, develop that? I can't. Bradshaw and Arnett. Good power move here from Bradshaw. Hopefully he's halfway decent in speed. He is not. Of course he's not. See that all the time, though, which is just so strange. How am I supposed to develop a guy that can't move? He's like stuck in the mud. He's so slow. And then pure middle linebacker. We are going to be taking a look at speed. This is the most important one for speed. Speed. 4.59's just fast enough to make the board, I think. Anyone else in there? Not really. Then we go back to the actual attributes for the outside linebacker position. Holiday. Is he not a pass rusher? This guy's not a pass rusher. If he is, he's very mid, I'll tell you that much. Then we have Andrew Null. Also looks kind of mid. Man, I do not love what we're seeing here. Like, at all. That guy seems to be a pass rusher. That guy seems to be a pass rusher. I don't know, pass rusher maybe. He looks off ball based on his man and zone. All right, so we have these guys. Let's actually take a look if they're worth keeping on the board based on 40 time alone. Not really. I mean, I'll keep him on there because day 3 could go all the way, 7th round, but don't love that. Daniels, fair enough, I think. Then we have Farrell, who also looks like a pass rusher, 6'4", just good enough speed. That guy could be a gem. Could be a gem. It's going to be hard to decide who the hell we actually put on our focus training, though. Like, I don't know who, like, have half of these guys are, edge rushers or not. We did scout corner very much so. I'm just going to believe in their evaluation, and then we'll look at 40 time after that to see if we're going to keep the guys we're putting on the board here actually on there or not. Day 3 is fair enough. That looks like a good pick. I wouldn't want to go too hard on corner, even though there's so many of them here. But we're definitely going to throw some on the board without a doubt. 3-4 to 4-4-1 is pretty good, especially UDFA. Let's take a look at the attributes of the guys we put on the board there. Cornerback. Wow, it's so far. We have so many players scouted already. We have all of these corners. Can we look at them all? We can, pretty much. So, top to bottom, the awareness is decent, but then obviously drops off dramatically. Catching's pretty good for pretty much all of them. Then we have block shed. It doesn't really matter too much. Man coverage. So we see a few in there. A lot of Bs, a lot of double Bs, and a couple of A to Bs. Well, one A to B at least. One C to A. There's a couple of decent corners in here that we might be looking at. I think Kawhi Carr and Morgan Reynolds would be definitely on my board. Problem is they're both 1 to 2s. Even if I think, like, honestly, even if you trade down from 12 to like 22 or something, what are you really getting from that anyways? I think you have to when you're in our boat, but yeah, I mean, what are you really getting? Let's look at safety, but we're pretty much going to be looking super deep down here. Like, I don't really think we're going to be going very high at all. So, I mean, the speed gets him on the board. 4.47, 4.48, 4.48, 4.47 gets him on the board too. How good are they, though, is the question. Let's find out. Find out if we got anything going on here. They're not really giving me a line. Actually, they all do all look pretty damn good. I got a couple of B's and C's in there for your coverage ratings. Free safety, we only had one. It's 23 as well, so odds aren't great. Good man coverage, so maybe he's actually decent. Kicker punter, do we really care? I think we'll scout real quick. Brandon Stewart, solid kick power, not someone we're looking at. Bruce Pollard, poor kick power, nope. Of course, newbie, A accuracy, solid kick power. It's okay, but not great. And then at this point, I mean, they got to at least be a C accuracy for me to be interested. Lavelle, okay, we got a guy that's at least intriguing. And then Townsend, who is pretty mid. Punter, we got our guy back anyways, but I'm always curious. If you got an elite kick power punter, I'm going to go for him. Why wouldn't I? What would be the point not to? Ryan Pierce, okay, solid kick power. And then Mr. CJ Spencer. Poor kick power. Fair enough. Now, this is where I struggle a little bit on who to focus our scouting on. We really need edge rush. Wide receiver, you can almost arguably turn anybody into a good player with the right amount of focus, right amount of targets. Tight end, I mean, Trevino, I think, is 4.55, good enough. If that's the route we're going to go, take a player there, that's what we can do. Edge rush, like, you just can't afford to take all these players. French, I mean, even if he falls, do I really care? Like, do I actually care? I don't know. I really don't know if I do. Maynard, we already know he's at least good. Maybe not great, but good. Farrell, I think, is one of the guys I want to look at. Do I go Heron? Farrell, Heron, and then, oh man, I don't know. I do like the wide receiver quite a bit. I don't know which one, though. I like kind of like all of them. Riddick's a 20-year-old. I think that's going to be our three focus players. I think that makes the most sense. Because obviously for edge, Pierce is one of the long terms, right? So you really just need one, obviously. But let's go into the draft, see what we're cooking up, see what the AI is cooking up, as they obviously have many picks in front of us. We're all the way down at number 12. How are we looking? So round one for Tyrese Riddick, definitely worth it. 6'2", not the fastest, but maybe 89, 90 speed at 6'2". I think that's a good player. Not a great one, but it's a good one for sure. And then what about the outside linebackers? Just give me a couple of 3 to 4s, and I'm happy with it. We see, so Juan Farrell is possibly worth it. Possibly. He's going to be raw, but he's possibly worth it. The other guy, absolutely not in a million years, unfortunately. That's the thing. If you want edge, you got to go high. Maybe I should have went with one of these guys, actually. I completely forgot about these. I saw, a couple of, bigger 3-4 interior edge, if you know what I mean, 3-4 D end, and I was like, well, they all must be big, but they're not. Stark. So this whole time, you have the experts thinking it's freaking Deshaun Torrance, and then the draft comes around and it's not Deshaun Torrance. Kind of crazy. Is that who's going to go number 2? It's not. It is Michael Tull. You have Walton at 3. Deshaun Torrance at 4 to the Ghouls. Barons are going to go Allen. So a lot of it is very accurate. It's just the Silverbacks went out of left field here, and Deshaun Torrance went all the way at 4. You still do have Edward French. Doesn't look the best to me, but he is athletic. I would be willing to bet he's at least star dev. I don't know what to do at 12, no matter who is there. I'm really hoping French isn't, though, so it makes it a little bit easier on us. And he is gone to the Blue Dragons. Teague at 9, Wheeler at 10, 11. Spartans take 8 cornerbacks. A lot of corners have actually gone so far. I believe 3 have already left. And as far as our board looks, to be fair, we didn't really look at some of the other guys. Maybe we let him slip down the list a little bit because we were not expecting him to be there. Josh Craig, not really one of them. But let's take a look at our board. I really don't know what to do here because we do have that QB too. I think Carter Archer looks solid. It's just our team is so far away from competing. Even if he is a franchise guy, we're going to ruin him. Would it not be smarter to at least get a good team around the guy, around the quarterback going forward before throwing one into the fire and potentially even career-ending them? Maybe. What about our other wide receiver options? Man, none of them are really that big. Not that it matters. We got Broden. He's big enough for the whole damn squad. Edge room. What do we got? Vance. We still have Maynard. They did project Maynard to go to us. Maynard's like the last pass rusher that is there, Lamar Maynard. I mean, he's good, but I just think we need too much. I'm going to try to get down to 22 maybe. Are we going corner there? I don't know. But I think 22 is somewhere I want to be. Like, the Vipers are going to be a decent trade here. I kind of wanted that, but at 22. You know what I mean? The Monsters, not bad, but do I really feel like trading with an interdivisional? Probably not. 23, so the Warthogs are very close to what I'm asking for here. I want 22. I'm not sure what it is about 22 that's intrigued me, but that's where my headspace is at. I want 22. Which happens to be the black... Ooh, okay, so maybe I was cooking without realizing it. God, that is so bright. 2 seconds? Interesting. If I'm going to get these 2 seconds, I'm going to need to give something up, and I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I think we're biting off a little more than we can chew. A second and a fourth? Damn, so I might have to just settle for one of the other picks then, because, you know, one pick is not going to kill me. Whereas you can see here, we're not going to make that trade. We're going to have to give up a lot more if we want that. So I think we're going to backtrack a little bit here and potentially take either the Vipers or the Warthogs. So you get a 5th next year, a couple of 7ths, which is cool. Or you go to the Warthogs, you just straight up give me that 2nd round pick I'm in after. One slot to gain a couple of extra quantity picks. I think it's probably worth it, right? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Vipers. I think they're giving me the best offer here, right? 5th next year as well. Yeah. 24.56. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's see what the Vipers moved up for. If it's Maynard, that's a good trade because that's who they needed to... No, they went tackle. They would have had to move up to. Damn, if Maynard would have went to the Celtic Foxes because we let him go, that would have been such an L. So far, so good if you wanted Maynard. I mean, if he's there at 24, that'd be insanity. Very insane to look at, too. Super bright. Maynard's a good player, but... Man, I don't know. He's still there. If the Monsters end up with Maynard, that's kind of crazy, though. Lamar Maynard, 4.66. That's probably about 82, 83 speed, A finesse, B block shed, A awareness. He does look good. I can't lie. But I could easily go with one of the other edge rushers and then use this pick on a corner. Or even wide receiver, perhaps. The corners aren't really that good, though, to be honest. Like, 4.46 is probably, like, the last I would kind of be willing to go for when it comes to the 40 time at corner. Let's take a look at those coverage ratings. Coverage ratings usually do tell the whole story. If you got good coverage ratings, you're probably going to be a good player. Reynolds, I think, did have the A to B, right? He had the B to B. Carr's good, too. I mean, it's really down to just these two corners. Kawhi Carr, 6'1", It's good speed, but not great. You also have Archer there. Man, I don't know. I do not know. Morgan Reynolds, 4.46. Great speed, Elite Excel. So that Reynolds is solid. I think we're just going to keep moving until we're down to just one player remaining, whether it be Carter, Maynard, or the cornerback Reynolds. The question is, who the hell do you take if they're all there? Reynolds is gone, so that makes it a little easier. I mean, do you go Maynard? I'm struggling because Carter Archer does look good. I don't know the rest of the ratings, though, so this guy could be like 70 overall normal and puts us right back to square one. Maybe I should have scouted him further. I don't know. Tyrese Riddick looks good, but at the same time, we already got a tall wide receiver. I could easily just go with one of the Slater guys, like Steffens maybe. I mean, Maynard was projected at us pick 12. And we're here at 24, adding an extra freaking pick. We got Maynard sitting here. I'm going to take Lamar Maynard. I'm feeling normal dev, I can't lie, but True Talent 9, that's a good pick automatically. And no, he is hidden. So we landed a hell of a first round so far. Once again, getting those extra picks, landing the guy still that was supposed to go 12, that is a steal. I really do think Reynolds is going to be great too, but you can't deny that steal. That is a crazy good draft pick. Let's go to the next round. I'm not trading up any high. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if I'm going to trade up at all. But from pick 12, maybe. Pick 12 to 1, maybe. Wide receivers, you do have Weeks still there. Sergio Weeks, got a little bit of speed. Definitely looks raw, but is very fast. Would be a different type of guy. We don't really have much speed on this team, so I would love to add someone quicker. We have Steffens, who's a 4.36 as well. Day 3 might be our move. Gives you the vibes of this guy we're looking at right now, but we don't have to go as high for him. And, of course, you still see Carter Archer there. Damn. Yeah, I mean, I think... what about Cedric Hart? He's around 1. He's got no man coverage, and he's not that fast. I can't do that. I cannot do that, unfortunately. Should have probably scouted safety a little bit better in the top parts, because there could have been a corner type there. What about Jawan Gilmore? Is he worth taking B-to-man coverage? Not very fast. Damn, we're really just going to roll into next season with the bad corners. I think we're just going to go to the next pick. I don't think there's really a room for us to trade up. Carter Archer goes to the Comets, pick 35. I mean, it was interesting. Definitely interesting. Of course, Don Swain's still there. No way I can take a tight. Oh, man, he is so good, though. I might actually have to think about this one. This tight end is a pure weapon. Like, he really is. But Trevino also looks pretty good. 6'6", 4.55. So he has great change of direction, elite speed, elite agility. What about this Swain guy? Swain looks good. So you have elite speed, elite jump, good change of direction, great speed. Oh, my God. I think I got to take him, dude. Don Swain looks talented. Oh, did we sell? 6'6" true talent. Also head in. We got ourselves an 88 speed, 6'5" tight end. His overall seems to be a little lower, but that is a good player. So we got 2 hit-ins. We're 2 for 2. We definitely need to go a little harder on that front on defense, I think. But okay, fair enough. Hart, I just can't trust that man coverage. Not that fast either. If he was fast, I think I would have taken him. Honestly, the man coverage is not great, but I think the speed is really just holding me back. Like, I do not need a slow guy that can't play man. Like, that's a safety. That's basically a safety. Let's move to 24, where, I mean, our picks are kind of dwindling, right? We have no extra picks now. We're back to just square one. Weeks is still there. I don't care. I'm not going to fall for it. I need O-line pretty badly. And we're already kind of out of them. Like, we're already basically out of linemen. I could use Telvin Toll, who, I mean, I don't really love him, but he's okay. Man, it really does not help that this is, without a doubt, undeniably, just a bad draft class straight up. It's just not a good draft class. It just simply wasn't, but we made the most of it. Maybe I shouldn't have went tight end there. I don't know. Maybe I should have went with the DT instead, but the tight end looks great. I need O-line. I think I might be taking Jared Manning here. I think I might have to take him. I don't see, the problem is I think the other guy's better. It's just Jared Manning actually can play multiple positions, whereas Jonathan Peck is basically a center, right? Like, he's basically forced to be center. What about the left tackle's day 3? Was he always day 3? And we kind of quick scouted him, so I'm not really feeling comfortable with that. What about the one position I do not want to be hidden here of all the players we've had so far is definitely O-line. Manning, the 6'3", 2. I mean, they're both about the same sized, right? I can't believe I'm taking this guy this high, but Jonathan Peck, he's also a Wisconsin guy. O-line, usually got some pretty good luck there. 58 true. Hendev, there you go. 3 hit-ins. 3 hit-ins. I'm trying to see what we have. So the tight end's obviously not someone we need anymore. Let's go to the next round. I would like to come away with some quarterback just to keep that room open. But yeah, I don't think we're going to trade up right now. And somehow Sergio Weeks is still there, dude. Oh my. He is still there. He is as raw as they get, though. I mean, I kind of like Steffens just as much as him, honestly. Tight ends are all gone. O-line's gone. DT's still there. I mean, I honestly might have no choice but to just take him because we need the DT position. Screw it. Telvin Tall. This is going to be our one normal, I believe. Oh, no. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it, but I didn't think he was that bad. Okay, so we took a freaking bona fide bust. Okay, so we sold. We don't need to trade up anywhere in the 3rd round, but we might need to trade up into the start of the 4th here, so we're going to keep that option open. Sergio Weeks is still there. I'm going to have to trade up for him. Like, I was thinking day 3 wide receiver anyways, so the fact that he's still there tells me, okay, I'm going to make a play. Let's see if we can keep that pick 12, though. I don't know if we're going to be able to. Silverbacks, 4th round pick. Do we have 5th and a 7th? I don't think that's going to be enough. Not even close. 5th this, 6th next. We have that extra 5th I would love to keep. Damn, they are not interested. I guess for now, we'll just play by ear. We'll keep going as we go. 7th round pick this. I think a random player should do it, right? I do not need Max Duggan. Max Duggan. We're not going to... No. You can have him. All right, with this pick, we are, I think, taking Sergio Weeks. The value I would hope is there. because obviously he's still here, 1 to 2. I'm expecting some speed at minimum. Okay, 140 true, I can live with that. I'm expecting normal, though. We are getting normal, but 93 speed, 92 excel. That adds a wrinkle to the team. That is our new wide receiver 3, I think. Sorry, Smith-Marset. All right, so we're going to move on to 12 now, where, our quarterbacks are UDFAs, so we might be able to get him in the 6th, perhaps. Pick 12. Not completely. Wow, though. Freaking Wolverines had a lot of draft picks here. Not completely against a running back, but that's irrelevant because they're all gone. Steffens is still there. I might double down and take another... Wait, why are all these linebackers still here? Zach Crawford, is he terrible? 6'2", 22. He's not fast. Probably about 84 speed, but he's okay. Right? I think so, at least. Safeties, a bunch of guys there. I do like Stanley still. I don't know when he's going to go, though, but got a little bit of speed there. Good throw power. Stanley's on my board. Maybe a 6-rounder. Hopefully he's still there. Sean Steffens kind of reminds me of the guy we literally just took, but he has a little more size, so kind of opens up the opportunities a little bit. And then these guys are fast, but not super fast. Jermaine Scott, a true slot wide receiver. I'm debating on what I want to do here. So I could use extra pass rusher just in case we have some injuries. What about Maxwell Hyde? How fast is he? He's very raw. 4.48. I like the speed. I think the value is Crawford for sure. But what about corners? 4.39, 40. C-man coverage. He's fast. I'm going to take Greenfield, I think. 108 true talent, normal development trait, 93 speed, 91 excel. Definitely has the athleticism to play boundary, without a doubt. Let's move to 12 in the 6th. If Steffens is somehow there, which I doubt he will be, that is going to be a guy I take. Crawford went all the way here. I got to see what he looks like. Steffens is still there. That's enough for me to take him. Let's get another wide receiver on the board. 6 foot tall, 186, 173 true. A little bit faster, so there's going to be some competition there potentially for that number 3 spot as you move into the 7th round. We're likely taking QB if there's one there, all UDFAs, so in theory they're there, but I don't know. Kentrell just went, so maybe not. Damn, Stanley's gone. I guess we're going to go Scotty McCarron. 23 years old, great throw power. That's who we're taking. 258 true talent, normal dab, but does have that great throw power. Let's go on to 24 in the 7th round now, where if there's anybody at all, we'll just take them, I guess. Got a couple of wide receivers. The kicker wasn't really that great, right? What about Devontae Allison, 6'5", 22? Sure, why not? He's 7th round talent. 3.33 true. Normal dev, 80 speed, 83 excel. Damn. All right, the draft is over. I think we did a pretty good job. Usually when we draft, we draft well ascending. Or descending, if you will. Ooh, he's really good overall, actually. Oh my, he is very good. But we actually had a really good start and then kind of fell off. No? I feel like we actually did way worse in the later portions than we normally ever would. We only got 1 lineman on top of it. Toll is terrible. Yeah, we should never have touched Toll. I don't know what we could have done. I suppose if we didn't go the tight end, we could have went Trevino in the 3rd round, and that 2nd round would have been a DT. So this is going to be I really hope this tight end's way better than the other one, because my mistakes with drafting, this guy looks pretty solid, actually. Speed's right where I expected, all that stuff. 81 finesse. We're not going to look at his dev. I'm just going to move him over to right end. We'll figure out the devs when we actually earn that. Of course, as far as the names, numbers, even some positions go, nothing is set in stone. So if you have an idea, let me know. But yeah, as far as Swain goes, injury's great. Stamina is solid. Toughness a little low. I wish his trucking was better, though. I wish he had a little bit better trucking or juke move or something. He's got all the catching traits. That's good. Catching's decent in general. Round running's okay. Run blocking's really good. And once again, he's very athletic. We'll change all the numbers and stuff, if I think it deserves to be changed. And then, of course, our final player that was actually hidden, Jonathan Peck. He's a good finesse blocker. He's okay. I don't know if I'm going to play him in center or where he's going to play, but he's all right. Definitely could have done more on the offensive lineman side of the ball, but here's Sergio Weeks now, 67 overall. Athletic. Got all the catching traits, just like the other guys, though. So, fair enough to that. Good kick returner, if nothing else. Definitely something there. I like that. All the catching traits, pretty clutch. Greenfield, 69 overall. Actually not bad. Might be able to compete for a starting job. Catching's okay. Injury toughness, worrisome, but big frame guy, 6'2", fast. Then, of course, we move on to the other wide receiver, Steffens. Sean Steffen, 66 overall, a little faster, does not have aggressive catch, but all the other catching traits. Definitely doesn't look as a dependable, a little bit of toughness and stamina concerns, and definitely a more raw player. So we made the right call on the initial point of going Sergio Weeks. Not that he's much better, but he is better. And then Scotty McCarron, does he even have a chance? Maybe. He's got some pretty good accuracies, great throw power, injury concerns, toughness concerns, and of course the big concern is that he's already 23. Now we look at the recap. Let's take a look at some of the guys that we obviously didn't end up with. But Michael Saul, Blaze, really good short, really good medium, decent deep accuracy, very good throw power. A little slower than I would have thought. I would have expected probably 82, 83 speed, but doesn't have it. Dev, Star Dev, so not spectacular. I think Carter's going to be the better of the two, especially when it's all said and done. It's just, again, not ready for a QB. I mean, even now, we're not ready for a QB. We use one of our, our high draft pick on an edge rusher. Amari Walton looks amazing. I still think we did a really good job with our guy, though. Maynard's solid. They got it right, just not the right pick itself. What spot it was he was taking. But Torrance, they made the right call dodging, I think, because normal dev, while he's a good player, he is normal dev. We didn't actually look at Starks, did we? Kind of pass him because his overall is low. Oh, maybe they didn't. Okay, I mean, he looks good, but it might just be the fact that the color scheme looks sick on everybody. And then this guy, I knew he's always going to be very good, but too high of a pick. Normal dev, but 80 overall, super speedy, 6'1". Jeff Janis, if you will. Both a higher upside, I suppose, by like a lot. Cornerbacks, there were some really good corners in this class. Michael Kelly at pick 7, I think this was. Normal development trade, but looks great. Really wonder what Reynolds looked like, because I think Reynolds was a good player, but I don't think he could ever in a million years take a cornerback over an edge rusher. Troy Pryor, well, maybe, but not this one. This corner was good, not great, whereas Maynard was pretty good as well. Equal talents, I think, but one is playing edge, one's not, And then what else do we have? Don't really care too much. Well, French, 71 overall only. He was hidden, though. Arguably better than the other guys. Damn, that blue is so freaking clean, dude. I don't know, I just want to drink a drink that looks that blue. You know what I mean? I do. I just want to. What else did we have? Turner, another really good corner. There were some good corners in this one. We talked about it. Dave Turner, the actual first hidden corner, and he was one of the guys that I would have probably passed on because his zone is way higher than his man. I would have taken someone a little bit more balanced, and I would have missed out on hidden dev, but still, he does look good. Of course, we're not looking at our devs, but we'll look at everyone else's dev. I don't really care about that. It doesn't really affect anything. Bullock, safety. Do I really care? It's a safety. Yeah, he's good, but it's still a safety at the end of the day. He is really good, to be fair. He's more than just good. Very solid. Probably only star is he's already got a bonus of being good overall. Dev of star. And then what else do we have? Gibson, I don't really care too much. Craig, I mean, maybe we should look at the guys that our opponents have taken, but Morgan Reynolds, he is hidden dev. Well, he was 23. I thought he was 22. He is hidden dev, though. Looks very, very good. I was expecting a little slower than that, but very solid speed and excel and, height and all that. Star development trade. Of course, we don't know what Maynard is. He could be an X Factor for all we know, which would be insane, because I'm not seeing many X Factors. So it very well could be that he is an X Factor, which would be insane. Be awesome. Riddick, another guy we really wanted. Hidden dev. Could not have gone wrong with him, I'll tell you that. 89 speed, so yeah. If he was 90-91, I would have felt a little worse about this, but 89 speed, he is a great catch radius guy, but I could live without. Hopefully he's only star dev, not superstar. And yeah, I was feeling superstar, and it's exactly what he is, unfortunately. What else do we have? Kawhi Carr. We got some other guys. Swain. That was the other. Oh, so yeah, so something tells me they're not brothers. Just possibly. They might. I don't know. Maybe they are. I don't think they are, unless they're like half brother, maybe foster care, perhaps. Just something about them that just doesn't scream related. I don't know. Kawhi Carr, very good man in zone. So this is actually another really good player that he would have been a guy we'd probably would have passed. I mean, we did pass on him, right? Dev, star dev. Love the colors, though. It's just so freaking clean. Once again, reminded me of the Aftershocks a little bit. Maybe darker pants than the Aftershocks, but yeah, one of those schemes. And then, of course, the big one, Archer, 71 overall, like we said, was hidden, though. Kind of had that feeling, but you don't know. 86 speed, a little bit faster than I thought. I thought 85. Solid, great injury stamina, toughness, tight spiral. He's a conservative decision maker, an average sense of pressure. Great throw on the run. This is definitely a good quarterback. We should have traded up for him. We should have traded. What's the dev? Okay, it is only star. It is only star. But still, that does suck nonetheless. We got a couple more players to look at for sure. Wait, was Albert one of them? No, he wasn't. Ethan Brown. See that throw power? He is normal development trait. Oh my God. So we got ourselves arguably the Brock Purdy, very relevant as well, build. We've got the good play action, terrible throw power, okay medium, and solid short. Well, good medium, very good short accuracy build. Remember when I said 87, 88 throw power is just not good enough for me? Well, 83 is just a little bit worse, I think. Was Borden on our list? This guy that was day 3, wasn't he? Telvin Borden. I do like him a lot, though. Like, if this is a guy I draft in, like, the 3rd or the 4th round, I'd be down. Fortunately, this is the high 2nd, so... Okay, maybe there's a reason why they wouldn't be super happy. Running back, it is what it is. Running back doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Hart was actually on our board, wasn't he? 76 overall Hart. Ooh, value. Look at that back room, by the way. It looks sick. Very bad man coverage, as expected, but the press, catch, zone, speed, hidden devness, could easily turn that around. He's a very good player. And he's a superstar. Damn, they got themselves a gem. What did the Celtic Foxes get in the first round? They landed Sims, who was not a very good pick. He is hidden dev, but definitely not as good as Hart. Hart was the better player for sure. What do we got now? Going further down the list. I mean, these are going to be guys that we're going to see a lot of through this this series, obviously. So it's interesting to take a look at where their kind of starting points are. I definitely want to see Crawford as well. Went like, what, 6th round? Where was the guard? Like, who was the center? We took Peck. The guard would have been like early 3rd probably, right? Wait, how far did he go? Here he is, Jared Manning, 73 overall to the Stingers. Also hit development trait. I have no idea if he's a better player or not, to be honest, but he looks good. Our guy we don't actually know the dev for, but yeah, at least star. Could be better. Who knows? One big player we definitely want to see in this round is Trevino. Oh my God, we sold. We absolutely sold. And he's got trucking. He doesn't have the traits, though. His catching traits suck, though. So there's some positive there. But how is he so good and fast? He's 88 speed. He did not look 88 speed. He's an X. Oh, my God. Okay. I'm telling you right now, Swain, you better have a damn season, buddy. He's like, what'd I do? What'd I do? I just got drafted, man. I didn't do anything. The fact that Trevino went 4 picks in front of Tull and we took a 63 overall is super painful. That sucks so much. What else do we want to go? Was it the 6th round that Crawford went? That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, so he does suck, though. 64 overall. Part of me wants to see Swain right now because, like, it's going to be the most funny, if ever, if we see right now that he's star dev. I'm not going to do it, though. I'm not even gonna, like, I promise you, I don't look because I don't want to spoil anything. I genuinely do not look, when I'm changing, positions or the likeness or anything. I literally go left, if I need to go past it. I just don't look at it because I just don't want to ruin it. I want it to be, like, known at the same time. So when I react, unless, once again, like, my power goes out and I have to redo the reaction or something, which, like, almost never happens. If I have to redo looking at it. I'm like, oh, yay. I definitely didn't see that before. You see it at the same time I do. So I want to keep it that way. Do we? I really do want to see. I can't lie. Did we land a gem? I don't think we did. But if I tell them Maynard, maybe they'd still be like, yeah, that counts. Even though it clearly doesn't. But Swain is obviously our number 1 right now. Our guy is more athletic. By a little bit, but at the same time, he's also shorter. We sold. You know that? We sold. Man, I really want to know. I'm going to look. Okay. It sucks. Trevino's the better pick. We could have had him around later, but we got a superstar, baby. We got a superstar. That's the only player we're looking at. We're not looking at the center. We're not looking at the edge rusher. I'm really hoping that edge rusher's also a superstar. We'll see, though. But yeah, we're going to be playing the Vipers in this one. We've got to, add a couple players because, some of our rooms, especially the wide receiver room, is very thin. And we might change a couple of numbers / names. Preferably or more likely the names, though. Also, we actually want to see some quarterbacks. Not these guys. These guys don't count. I want to see Stanley. I'm going to add some of these. I mean, we're going to have like 7 quarterbacks through preseason. It's going to be insane, dude. I don't know how the hell we're supposed to play all these guys. I really don't. I also don't know where this Donnelly guy came from, but I didn't see a good throw power guy like this. This guy's solid. Paranoid sense of pressure, but he's solid, I guess. We're also going to be signing a running back, Justin Kincaid. He's got a little bit of speed. More importantly, though, he's got good change of direction, so he's going to be on our board. Maybe add another. I keep saying board, but maybe add another running back, perhaps. Got to be at least somewhat fast. What about, the hell was he? Cordero Patterson. He doesn't really have that speed anymore, unfortunately. Got any, like, jukeable guys? Preferably youngsters, but I highly doubt we're going to find that. Kendra Miller, maybe. Who's this? Dom Short. Good juke move. Change direction sucks, though. He's a very powerful guy, though. What's that power? Yeah, I think Dom Short makes the board. I keep saying board. Stop it. Although he is freaking 23. What about Kevin Short? Ooh, 90 speed. Ooh, star dev rookie. Okay, yeah, that's another thing we got to look at is see if we can find any star devs, some gems. Fullback. Everyone signed up all the fullbacks. Oh, okay. Wide receiver. Travis Tiller was on our board. Didn't go for him. I mean, we're going to have to clear house before before preseason ends anyways, but yeah, we're just going to keep adding some names, especially if they're like taller maybe. Telvin Stackhouse, he's super freaking slow though. Torrey Horton does make a compelling case to join our squad, I will admit. And of course, at this point, we're going to be looking through like every single rookie lineman to see if there's any sort of lucky star devs. Our team is so bad at O-line. There's at least 1 or 2 spots where we would be fine with starting like a 64 overall because we're basically starting it anyways, as long as they had star dev. And now this guy might not be hitting, but I think we're going to be grabbing him, Williams. We're also going to be taking his linebacker, Ricky Blanton, who has a pretty damn good change of direction. Ooh, star dev rookie corner, Matt Fant. All right, here is the starting projection for preseason, at least. We have obviously some training camps to get into. Cam Scadaboo is going to be like an 85 overall by the end of, maybe even 86 by the end of preseason, all this stuff. This is what the squad looks like. Wayne at 1, Broden at 2, Weeks at 3, Smith Marset at 4, Horton at 5, Steffens at 6. O-line, we move Manu inside. I mean, you're going to have a big guy playing guard anyways, and I figure Manu with that athleticism makes so much more sense. He's more balanced. He just looks like the better player inside. Call me crazy, right? I think that's pretty spot on. We also started Williams at left guard, the guy we literally just drafted or signed in free agency. Swain, obviously, the tight end 1. Please be goated. And then looking at linebackers, we got a lot of speed there. It's a lot of iffiness. And as much as Tull is a low overall and a bust, if you will, he is still one of the best pure pass rushing DTs. Almost every other DT we have has like low 60s, mid 60s in power move or finesse, but high block shed. As far as pure pass rush goes, Tull is the best. So he is going to get one of the starting jobs. For now, he'd have to be really bad to not at least hold it because we almost don't expect anything from our defensive tackles regardless. Corners, Trice at 1, Harden at 2, Fant, the UDFA free, star dev guy at 3, Ransom at number 2 for safety. Punter is going to be solid for Turk, but Lavelle, who we were looking at potentially drafting, went UDFA. We signed him up. Could give Anders Carlson a run for his money here in preseason. Before we do any of that, though, we obviously have the strategy. We have this press conference. We got some franchise staff points. And then, obviously, the training camp itself before we go into preseason 1. Yeah, realistically, I probably shouldn't even have preseason 1 in this one. So, I think that's perfect. Wait, what? I guess if we're going to say anything, it'd be Maynard. Not really a gem, but maybe we get lucky. Maybe we can trick him. Crap. Is he a right end for us? I think he's right end 1, right? Okay, well, I mean, yeah, he's not a sleeper, but I thought maybe I could trick you. Okay. Sweet. Fantastic. I'm glad I clicked that knowing that was going to happen. Awesome. Going into the season with lower morale. Beautiful stuff. Don't really care too much about what we need to do to, beat them. It's just, I want to get to my stuff here, which we're still, actually, we should wait because we can get, if not all those slots unlocked, most of those unlocked right here, right now with this staff upgrades. Go to franchise staff and do that view tree. We still have to wait. So we should get 2, though. We do. We get 2 additional, so that's 5 total. We'll get a 6th when we get enough with these daily goals, or weekly goals, I should say. Boom, 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 boom. Easy. For now, we're basically focusing on all of our, focused players and the guys that we know are franchise guys. And I imagine most of you guys don't really care too much about training camp, so unless something crazy happens, you're probably not going to see it. I'm going to try... I don't know what to do here, because Malik Will's getting older, right? Milroe's, he's up there. I think Milroe is, like, if I were to give betting odds, probably favorite to win the starting job, but I do like Steve Donnelly as well, so I'm going to start Steve Donnelly, and then Pocket Presence, I think, is going to go to Milroe. Don't know what every number is going to be yet, just so, like, the one real unrealistic thing for franchise, in my opinion, is not having names and numbers set in stone right away, because it does take a little bit of time, right? Like coming up with names, coming up with numbers we like, changing gear and all that. So you kind of got to give me a little bit of time, but at the same time, I also want to play some preseason, so once week 1 hits, that is when things are pretty much official. So when I ask, hey, you guys have any suggestions for, player names, numbers you like, even if I really like them, I might not use them. Might be like, I like them, but we're going to stick with what we got. But I still am curious, so let me know. Let me know if you got a name you really want to see. Going, wow, we just clutched so hard. We were like 14K points, and we got to 23-4. Imagine he actually got a dev up. That would be just game-changing. We'd be the front runner by a mile if he actually got one, which, of course, he doesn't. And that Pocket Presence, very fitting for a guy that can move around a little bit, too. A little bit easier for this drill. But Milroe, once again, if I were to guess who is front runner as it stands, it's got to be Milroe, right? He's the fastest of the bunch. He's the youngest of the fast players. It makes a lot of sense that he would be the guy. But I don't actually have a plan. I really will just start whoever the best is, because I don't want any scripting. I have literally, like, other than like the actual layout of how I wanted to start the franchise, there's none of that. I'm just whatever happens, happens. Really, it truly is that way. Bullseye, huge. But obviously, I see, Milroe in there. I got to take a chance on him, right? I got to, like, hey. Woo! Because it's very unlikely we use we do a Seahawks franchise next year, so this is our chance to use him anyways. Ooh, Jesus. I'm trying to get out of here, man. It's tough. I do like the way he moves around. I mean, who would have thought? Fast guy, moving around well. Are we doing well? I think we are doing well. We just need a couple more bullseyes. It's an inner ring hit. It's good, but not great. This should be it. And it is. Beautiful. Oh, no. On the time running out. He clutched up. Come on, give us that dev up. That would be more than front runner. That would be basically a lock. We just need someone to separate themselves, and they just haven't yet. Damn. It's nice, but not great. Rushing attack, I mean, it's going to be Cam Scattaboo. Free XP, free upgrade, chance at a dev up. He's running back 1. Ollie's great too, but Scattaboo's the guy. And honestly, as this thing goes on, maybe we won't do that preseason one. We'll see. And unfortunately, no dev up. And Broden does not get a dev up either. And Wayne doesn't get a dev up either. All right, time to get a first look at Maynard and see what he's like pass rush-wise. That was pretty quick. Good moves. Let's get a bull rush in there. Slip by. Pretty good, but at the same time, this is our offensive line. Should be easy. Our guys are pretty iffy. Try to spin. Can't go back for that extra bonus. And boom! Quarterback's dead. Good, not great. Pierce was definitely better last year, but I mean, who knows? Might have ourselves another Pierce. Not quite the same. Not quite as athletic either, as we're just not getting these free bonuses. Oh my god. Yeah, okay. So we got some things to work on. And Maynard doesn't get lucky either. And we do another one of our other favorite ones. First try, Giovanni Manu. Very fast. Gold. Praying for that dev up, never getting it. And now we're trying the chase and tackle with newly acquired linebacker Nick Martin, who just crushed Scattaboo. And assuming we hit this one, which we do, that will be gold already. How about I actually just show you guys if we actually get a dev up? How about that? Because it's just nothing but nothing. And for the DB drill, we ended up going with the star dev corner we landed. And wow, I can't believe he caught that. And yeah, maybe we will leave preseason for next one, because look at all the upgrades we got as well. It's going to take so long. Trucking, juke move. I mean, Scattaboo is kind of a good at everything type of player. There's not really a reason to get to 85 specifically. What do we get here? 2 to juke. I mean, that's a good upgrade. We talked about it before. If we're doing an archetype and it's giving us good upgrades, we're going to keep going to it. That's not bad either, the 3 to spin move. I mean, at this rate, might as well just give him 90, 91 juke move / spin move, and then, go back to power back. He's a good all-around guy, just not that fast, right? It is a big problem, too. Speed does matter a lot, especially at running back, but we got ourselves a good one, I think. Jared Wayne, playmaker, very good upgrade there. He's got 2 upgrades, so we have ourselves an E73 overall. What is he, 22, 23-year-old? 4 to short route, by the way. I mean, he's getting there. He's really good at catching. Oh, he's 24, actually, but still a good player. That doesn't really change a whole lot. Just need him to get a dev up desperately. The O-line, I'm going to upgrade on my own. I don't think you guys care about that stuff too much. Maynard, obviously, I mean, just in general, D-line, pretty much speed rusher every time. What do we get? 4 to block shed, 1 to finesse, 3 to power move. Yeah, that's about that. That's exactly what I expected. What an upgrade that is. Broden, let's get him an upgrade. Mr. Playmaker, 75 overall. We've got ourselves 4 to carry and 3 to deep route, 2 to medium route. What does his route running look like anyways? Medium and deep are actually really good. Catching still a little bit of a problem. Short route's still, not great. Release is not the best, but he is absolutely a weapon. 23 years old on top of it, so long time to develop still. He is slowly but surely on par to taking over the league. Julius Wood, obviously a startup safety. We missed out. Didn't realize he was a Pro Bowler, which, good on you. Good stuff. We got a couple of Pro Bowlers we didn't even mention. Nick Martin, another guy here that we're going to get some upgrades for. I think power rusher, pass coverage anyways, not power rusher. Probably your best bet here. 5 to man, 1 to zone. What an upgrade that was. Because you can see here, he is so bad in coverage. We have no choice but to try and force that up a little bit there. What else do you have? Corey Trice, one of our guys who focus on the training camp stuff. Man-to-man is always your best bet. Same as hybrid for safety. You just get a little bit of both for everything. Unfortunately, not going to be the case here. But very good press, just not the best in coverage. But he had himself a pretty damn good year. So, I mean, say what you will. And then the rest, for the most part, are sort of backups, right? Like you have Milrow, I suppose, and then Matt Fant. But a lot of guys that are backups or offensive linemen, really one of the two. 3 to man coverage, which puts him at 65. I can live with that. I can deal with that. Slot corner for now, but could find his way as further down the line a little bit. As far as ratings go, deep accuracy is a problem. Short accuracy isn't great either, but I think strong arm, try to get deep / medium accuracy is our best bet, which he gets 1 to medium and 1 to deep, which is what we wanted, but I was hoping for more. He's a long shot, but like I said, if I was going to bet on who comes out with the job, it would be him, but I think also last preseason we tried to project that, and we thought it was going to be, I think it was Malik Willis, but it was actually DTR, so who knows. Donnelly 1 to medium. This guy has the best chance pure accuracy-wise. It's just I don't think a non-mobile quarterback can survive on this team. That's why I'm, expecting one of the speed guys to do it. But anyways, that is going to be it for the off-season, I believe. Once again, 700 likes, and we'll do preseason and week 1 tomorrow. If not, it'll probably just be on Monday, so it's not that big of a deal. But rebuild tomorrow for sure anyways. I imagine you might have even seen a rebuild earlier today, or maybe you just won't, and you'll see it tomorrow. Regardless, I'm excited for the regular season. I think we did a pretty good job in the draft. I surely, obviously, would have liked maybe a new wide receiver that's, a promising one. Weeks and Stevens, they have chance, but not super promising. Would have loved to do a little more for the O-line. We got Falele and Peck, but still not the greatest. QB still iffy. Tight end looks great, obviously. Pass rush, the edge looks perfectly set now. DTs are a problem still, though. Corner's still a problem. The team needs a lot of work, without a doubt. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like I said. Subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, appreciate your support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, Pkr Plays for non-Madden content. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. And again, shout out to all the members of the channel. I've been trying to record a little bit earlier because obviously with all these videos, I have to kind of record a little earlier than I can post them. And you've been getting members that are just, can't really keep up with. But Biggest Bird, Alex K, and Hayden, welcome. Brand new members to the channel. And then, of course, returning member Shakur Whitaker. Appreciate you all a ton. Of course, appreciate all the members in general. If you're new to the membership, you didn't know, we have a monthly members rebuild. On the 15th of every month. We had one recently enough. Maybe that's the reason why some of you guys actually joined up. But maybe that's something that entices you. If you're not already a member, click the join button next to the subscribe button. All the details will be in there. Regardless, though, member or not, appreciate y'all for watching, and see ya.